Welcome back. When the days get shorter and darker and colder, it can be really tough to stay focused, motivated, or even happy, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life. So how do you keep on keeping on when the weather changes? Keynote speaker and inspirational coach Shannon McKain is here with some ideas. Shannon, the weather really can affect some people's moods.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen studies and so much research that really shows that between the months of like October and March, that it really affects the way that people feel and think.
Particularly if you live somewhere where the seasons do change. If you live in the Midwest, you're going to be affected by the weather. So your number one tip is to have a goal.
Yeah, I think so.
A set of goals, or like just keep it simple with one big goal?
Well, it's different for everybody. You know, some people can really just knock out, 25, 30 goals, in a month or in a quarter. But maybe for other people, it's just like I have one set goal that I need to take care of between now and the end of the year. But I really think that if we can create a to-do list for ourselves of something that gets us motivated and excited and pumped up, then that really helps us in our thought process and trying to help us get through those colder months.
Could it be as simple as working out every day?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of the second point that I think is really, really important, that we have to take control of our health, especially in the winter months as the days get colder and they get shorter. We have to make sure that we are paying attention to what we're putting in our bodies and what we're doing physically with our bodies.
You were saying that you had been reading up on studies before this segment that it's proven that most people eat more salt, sugar, and fat in the fall and in the winter.
For sure.
Is this just because the holidays, or is it because we crave something to make us feel comfortable, like that comfort food?
Well, think about it. Yeah, in the wintertime, we have a tendency to have more pumpkin spice lattes, or we have a tendency to eat more soups with so much more sodium in them. And it is proven scientific research shows us that the way that what we put into our bodies, it really affects the way that we feel. And so when we're adding more salts and sugars, then it really changes the composition of our bodies. And so it makes us more sluggish and not as with it on a day-to-day basis. So we really need to pay attention to what we're putting inside our bodies.
Another big thing that you stress is to stay social, and that can be really hard if you're in the weeds and you just have a wicked case of the blues. So how do you get motivated to go out when you just feel crummy inside?
Yeah. So, I think one thing when we talk about the health piece of it, sometimes it's really hard to take ourselves to the gym, especially when it's like 0 degrees outside and it's snowing or blizzard, whatever. And so first and foremost, I always say, make sure that you've got some DVDs on hand, or even just YouTube, like some different exercise videos that you can do 15 to 20 minutes every single day inside your house. But then when we talk about getting social, there's so many activities that we can do. There's meetup.com. Just this past weekend, I saw a variety of things here in Kansas City. I think there was Boo at the Zoo, there was a social at Nelson Atkins. And so getting into some of those different communities will help and force us to get outside of our comfort zone and get out and be active in the community.
One time, I remember someone who was talking about depression was on our show and said, even if you feel sad, sometimes if you just do an action where you're around some happiness, it will start to seep into you. You won't feel as bad if you just get out.
Yeah, one of the research studies that I was watching or looking at was saying that up to 40% of our happiness is derived directly from our thoughts and feelings. And so we can control up to 40% of that just by what we're thinking every single day. And so if you can, reach out to other people and try to create some of those synergies and happiness, then it's going to come back to you and help you out.
And then reaching out, that's just so key.
Yeah.
Shannon McKain, thank you.
Thank you.